Is your erection weak? Is your performance not what it used to be? If you're under 75 years old, that's not normal. Stay with me until the end of this video because I'm going to reveal 5 secrets for a strong erection, and the 4th secret will also increase your testosterone. Of course, this video deserves your like, deserves your thumbs up. Go ahead and share it in your friends group. You know, the ones who need a little help. And tell me, how old are you? How many times a week do you have sex? No lying, okay? And let me know in the comments below. My friends, don't forget to visit my website. On my website, you'll find all the supplements I use and recommend and that you guys are always asking me about. But yeah, what's the best omega-3? What's the right dose of vitamin D with K2? Everything is there on my website. My courses are there too, as well as my other social media. It's easy to find me. Just type Moacir Rosa into Google and you'll find my website. Erection difficulties have 3 main causes and they have nothing to do with age. Problem number 1, too much stress. This releases catecholamines, which are vasoconstrictors, and that's real poison for erections. Cause number 2, low testosterone. Testosterone is a fundamental hormone for men's health. And finally, compromised blood flow. If you don't have adequate blood flow to the penis, you won't be able to achieve or maintain an erection. In this video, I will address these 3 problems and how to improve them through simple habits and the right foods. And of course, some supplements that will help you have a much stronger and longer lasting erection. Let's talk first about the issue of stress. It's more common in young men. After all, they're still in the workforce, have young children, financial problems. All of this, besides releasing cortisol, also releases catecholamines. And what's the problem with that? The problem is that for you to have an erection, you need vasodilation. The blood vessels open up, blood flows in, and you get an erection. And what do catecholamines do? Adrenaline, noradrenaline. The opposite, vasoconstriction. And then, if you have too many catecholamines in your bloodstream, forget it. An erection won't happen. So Moacir, what should you do? How can you reduce this stress? Actually, it's pretty simple. You can start with physical exercise. Physical exercise, my friends, will benefit your health in many ways. And your erection too. Physical exercise releases serotonin, releases endorphins, which will help reduce this stress. You also need to have a healthier night's sleep. When you sleep well, besides reducing your cortisol, remember that if your cortisol is too high, it lowers your testosterone. You also control the release of these catecholamines. And here's an interesting tip, okay? Practice meditation. Meditation is much simpler than it seems. If you've never done it, go on YouTube. There are several videos and guided meditation audios. Start with a minute. Meditation is a breathing practice. It will greatly reduce your stress. Try it for a week. You'll see how it will improve your overall health. Reason number 2, this is very common in older men, but it's also becoming more common in younger men as well, which is low testosterone. What is considered low testosterone for us men, Marcelo Ali? I consider a healthy testosterone level to be above 600, okay? And I'm going to talk here about how to improve testosterone levels above 600. Moacir, but I'm already over 50, already over 55, 60, 65 years old. There's no way my testosterone can be at those levels. Actually, that's not true, okay? I'm 52 and my testosterone is close to 50. And I'm going to teach you here how you can improve those testosterone levels. First, the enemy of testosterone is a bad night's sleep, okay, my friends? If you sleep poorly, the testosterone peak happens at night. It's produced in greater quantity at night. If you sleep badly, your testosterone goes way down. So, the number 1 secret for good testosterone levels is a good night's sleep. And I have videos here about this that you can look for. I talk about teas, I talk about various strategies to have a good night's sleep. Second, physical exercise. Here it is again. The biggest stimulus for testosterone production is weight training. When you do weight training strength exercises, you stimulate your body to produce testosterone. And finally, some very interesting supplements that can help with natural testosterone production. Here I'm going to bring up the most common ones, okay, the most classic ones. Zinc. Zinc is fundamental in the enzymes that produce our endogenous testosterone. Magnesium. Without magnesium, there's magnesium again. Magnesium is involved in more than 300 reactions in the body, and it's also strategic in testosterone production. Now, there's a plant, actually two plants, that I'm going to share with you, which are extraordinary for testosterone production. Fenugreek doesn't act directly on testosterone production. Fenugreek helps release testosterone that's bound to SHBG, which is a protein that carries testosterone through the blood. Actually, 97% of our testosterone is bound to this SHBG, and it doesn't have any function. It needs to be in its free form. Fenugreek acts in this process, but pay attention. It needs to be fenugreek in standardized dry extract form with at least 300 milligrams of furostanol. It has this property, it has an extraordinary effect. Look at my list of supplements, my friends. There's a supplement there called Power Man, okay? Power Man is nothing more than standardized dry fenugreek extract, magnesium, and zinc. I'll ask them to put it in the video description and up above so it's easier for you. And also ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is a plant that has a dual effect. It helps reduce stress. Remember we said that stress is a problem? Ashwagandha helps a lot with stress modulation, and it also helps directly in producing more testosterone. So the secret to good testosterone levels is right there, see? A good night's sleep, strength training, and the use of these strategic supplements, Power Man and ashwagandha. And it's also important, if you're overweight, if you have a lot of fat, you have an excess of an enzyme called aromatase. It could be that your testosterone is low because this aromatase converts testosterone into estrogen. So sometimes you're producing good levels of testosterone, but this excess fat is aromatizing that testosterone and turning it into estrogen. The less body fat you have, the more testosterone you'll have. And now I'm going to talk about vasodilators that help blood flow to the penis so you can have a much stronger erection. I'm going to share some extraordinary foods with you. If you don't eat these foods, it's time to add them to your diet. First, beetroot. Beetroot has a huge amount of nitric oxide. It's nitric oxide that helps dilate the blood vessels. So that's when I should add beetroot. You can make beetroot juice for lunch any way you like. Beetroot has a lot of nitric oxide and helps promote this vasodilation. Second juice, watermelon. Watermelon has citrulline. Citrulline is converted into arginine, which promotes the natural production of this nitric oxide. There you go, a good dessert tip for you. And chocolate. Chocolate has epicatechin. But when I say chocolate, my friends, I don't mean milk chocolate, okay? I'm talking about chocolate with more than 80% cocoa. This epicatechin is anti-inflammatory, less inflammation, improves the health of your blood vessels, and also helps with nitric oxide production. You can also choose to have arginine compounded together with citrulline, okay? There are compounding pharmacies that do this, all right? You can have citrulline compounded together with arginine. Ornithine is also interesting. These are substances that help with vasodilation. In fact, those medications for impotence that we have, like Viagra and Cialis, which are tadalafil and sildenafil, work in this way by promoting vasodilation. But beetroot, watermelon, chocolate, as well as arginine and citrulline are natural forms of vasodilators. My friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. My website, don't forget to visit my website. On my website, you can find all the supplements I use and recommend. My courses are there, and my other social media as well. It's easy to find me. Just type Moacir Rosa into Google and you'll find me. I hope you enjoyed these tips. I hope they were useful for you. Try improving these 3 factors yourself, and then you can tell me how your erection improved. Big hug, my friends. See you in our next conversation, okay? See you then.